All right. We're on. How's that for an opening?
Oof. Amazing.
Enjoyed it. It was quick.
It was quick. Enough of this 2 minute, 3 minute, whatever that I usually do.
You could have warned me, Shane. I mean, I was ready to pick my nose there for a moment.
I know, right? So I thought, I'm trying to kind of make this a little bit like the Joe Rogan experience, but this is the Black Swan experience.
Oh.
So the idea behind it is we just go around the table and just kind of shoot the breeze. We just grab ourselves a Black Swan cup of coffee, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad, I gotta tell you. And then we just go around the table, see what's happening in the world, and nothing's off the table. It could be aliens, it could be voodoo, it could be
movies,
Epstein files, movies, whatever. Like
nice.
We're just pretend we're in a coffee shop.
I love it. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Patrick, for the first time. Sure. Yeah. It's great to be on with you. Well, I mean, I guess I tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life. My family is actually away in Florida right now, and this was a trip that was planned for months on end, and it was only just recently that I had this unction from the Holy Spirit, to stay back. And I couldn't figure out why I was supposed to stay back. And the real reason is for my in-laws. My in-laws are not in the greatest health. They're, they can still move around, they can get around, but it's just, they could use the assistance, right? And this was something where I was like, okay, I could be going to Florida right now, enjoying the warmth, my feet in the sand, all of that, going to the resort, going in the pool. But I really, really wanted to stay back because the Lord wanted me to stay here for a reason. And that is not something I have ever done before. Now I'm sitting here praying, oh boy, what's the reason behind this, right? Watch the cat here. And I'm thinking, okay, well, hopefully it's nothing serious, right? I'm praying that there's nothing serious about it, because this was very strong.
Right.
This was very strong. And I just said, okay, Lord, your will, I'm going to stay back. And that is the primary reason why I'm still back home. Not for myself,
right,
but for someone else.
Yeah.
For my in-laws. And Shannon was like, what? Really? You're going to stay back? But why are you going to do that? I'm like, I want to be obedient. Yeah. I want to be obedient unto the Lord. And if I hear him say something, and I'm not saying I heard it audibly, but it's just like in your spirit, that you're supposed to do something. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm here. I'm here for a full week without the family. So I just wanted to bring that to people's attention, because
for sure,
I'm not able to get online right away. You contacted me earlier on today, and I said, oh boy, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, but now that the family's away, I can have that time to spend on the live stream. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, because if there's something that the Lord is tugging you to do, mm-hmm. and it brings humility into the picture, and you have to put yourself down a little bit and skip a vacation, mm-hmm. do it.
Yeah.
You'll know.
That's good. No, that's good. And that's you said that's your in-laws?
Yes, my in-laws, which are just up the street. Yep.
Wow, that is a special double, triple anointing. No offense to my mother-in-law. I love my mother-in-law. I love her so much. I love her.
But
no. She's a good girl. She's invited anytime. Yes. I don't think she's watching the show, but I like to tease her. But it's good. It's like the old days, man. People used to take care of family. That's what they did.
You got to take care of your family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's good.
You got
It's
to
gonna
take
be.
care of it.
So what? Okay, so what's going on in the world, guys? Anything exciting that you kind of all of a sudden gets your attention a little bit? I've been watching. I just started watching Filthy Rich. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that documentary.
No.
It's on the Epstein, like it just came out or whatever. And
Okay.
so basically, I think there's 2 or 3 episodes or whatever, but it is brutal.
Okay.
Well,
It is
Frozen.
brutal. Like I watched it with my wife and my daughter. My daughter's like over 30, so it's not like I have young kids anymore. I might look like a spring chicken, but I'm not. So we were watching it, but I'm telling you, Epstein is as close to the devil as you ever want to get. I don't know how else to look at it. I really don't. Like constantly having girls under 14 or under 16 at his place, just constantly, and he's on an island or a mansion in Miami, in Florida. And this isn't even his big island. This is just something that the cops knew about for years. And so this is basically from an investigative documentary kind of thing. So they're just gathering all the evidence and they're just putting it out there. And I'm telling you, man, it is not for the faint of heart at all. I had no idea. I didn't know anything about. I just knew that seemed like everybody's in the files, but they showed a lot of pictures with Trump hanging around Epstein in this documentary, and don't think that isn't going to come up down the road for the midterms. I'm sure that's going to come up. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts. Have you been following any of that stuff? Or
to an extent, it's difficult to follow, and not in terms of the chronological events and what's going on, but because of what it represents, everything about it, the child trafficking, what's being done to these children is absolutely horrendous. And I've been following this long before it even really picked up into the mainstream media. You know, there were bits and pieces of it, and you got a little bit of this and that with the Pizzagate and all that stuff. But, you know, now that it's coming out, it seems like it's just there specifically for a reason, to distract us from other things that are going on in the world. That's my thought. That's my take on it.
Yeah. No, it's interesting. That's going on. And is it Guthrie? Nancy and Ann Guthrie. Do you know much about that, Patrick?
Nancy and Savannah. Savannah's her.
Yeah, Savannah. Yeah, that's the one that has. She's on the news network or whatever, right? That's Savannah,
So
right? What's the idea? What's the background there?
It's kind of hard to not avoid it. It was on the news, I think, maybe 24/7 for about 8 days, and then all of a sudden, I would turn on the news and I'd be like, "How come we're talking about this? How come we're not talking about the Guthries?" And I think the producers or the people that run the news station were like, "Hey, we're losing viewerships here. Can we get a camera photo, like a whatever they're called, doorbell camera photo? Can we get one of those?" Boom, back to 24/7 again.
Man.
And then it dies down, and then it's like, oh, we got this DoorDash delivery guy.
Okay, so
did you ever watch that guy? Poor, like, I don't know, like.
Okay, so let's back up for a sec. So, so what happened? So, my understanding is
exactly what
Savannah's grandma got kidnapped. Kidnappers are saying we want X amount of dollars. No, I don't know.
Though? No one's done a poly. No one's done a poly.
Well, that's what I heard.
Hello, let's do a poly first date.
That's what I heard, that they want a ransom, and they didn't give them the money, and now it's maybe an inside job and all this. Like, it's
a lot of misinformation and disinformation. Like, who made up that word anyway? Disinformation, misinformation. Was that Trudeau? I don't know, or Carney. I don't know who. Someone made it up, right? That word, because it's just words, right? But it has a little bit of meaning too, right? So Yeah, it's just a lot of it's like you said, Greg. It's a whole bunch of stuff just to distract us from something, and like think about it. Like, what did we have a week ago, or maybe just before Savannah went missing? What did we have snowstorms for a whole week? That was like nonstop for
That
a
was
whole
weird
week.
too.
Everybody was talking about a snowstorm when there's 1.5 million people dead in Russia and Ukraine, and no one's talking about that.
No,
Zero. Like, do you get any coverage?
no, none.
I don't know if this
He's
is correct.
hurting right now. He's crying right now because he's not getting any attention.
People are saying there's 28,000 people that are dying a month there.
Wow,
that's like a big college football stadium.
Yeah.
Right.
My goodness.
Every like no one's talking about it,
No.
but we're and like people go missing every day. Every day, people are held for ransom every day.
Yes, that's
People
true.
die every day. Like in these big cities down in the United States, people are getting shot like 15 people a weekend.
So is it because this is a TV anchor's mother that gets a little bit more news automatically?
Did you ever hear about Savannah or Guthrie before? No. So I mean, does she have a little bit of money? Probably. Well, but is she like a Wayne Gretzky? Is she a Michael Jordan? Is she a LeBron James? Is she a
don't know anything.
Whatever, Kelsey?
No, I mean she is an anchor woman on a major network, so people do know who she is. The funny thing, the interesting thing is she happened to interview one of the victims.
Yeah,
and it was I didn't see the full interview. But she got a chance to view one of the victims who allegedly committed suicide, not shortly after. Yeah. And I just kind of I was kind of putting a connection together there because I saw it as, okay, well, you can see what's happening on screen, but what's happening behind the scenes? Did she try to console her? Did she ask more questions? Is there something that she said that possibly brought the people the powers that be to do something?
And the terrible. TMZ Levine guy, he's in the Epstein files also, and he's the one who got the ransom note. Like, first of all, so it's like $1 million ransom, and then all of a sudden turns into $2 million, then it turns into $6 million. How about you show us the ransom note? Is there a ransom note?
Yeah, why is it always TMZ?
It could be
that's bringing this stuff to the forefront.
Bunk.
Yeah,
it could be like, "Kate, show us the ransom note." Then, if you're so confident, if you want to redact a name, go ahead. You've been redacting the Epstein files for ever.
Yes.
And how come no one's talked about these Epstein files for the last 10 years, except for the last year? I guess I've been talking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because it's been kind of botched a little bit, like in Trump's
Bondi,
when he was trying to become president, he was always saying, "We're gonna get to the bottom of this," and that was one of his big speeches. Right?
I remember that.
And then Pam was like, "I've got them on my desk," and she gives the binders to Jack Sovic and all these.
It's right here. The laptop is right here. It's got all the files. I'm gonna get to it.
Like, did she misspeak? Just come out and say, "I misspoke. I'm sorry." Like, just don't, because you're digging. Like,
are we still talking about this? Are we still talking about like?
It is a distraction. It is that, like, if you think about it, I might get in trouble for this, but I don't think anybody really cares about those women. Like, for the Democrats, they just want to get Trump. They're going to try to find anything to get him. Anything. I don't think they really. They're using it. It's gross, like how they use people to. It's politics, I guess, and that's the gross part about politics.
And people like a good story. They want a story. They want to find out, what's happening next? Where's her mother? Right? They like suspense. This is why people watch movies. They binge watch episodes. Because they like suspense.
Yeah, billions of dollars for these news companies, right? That get the clicks, and what happens when you watch a news show? You're gonna watch a commercial, and that's where their money is coming from, right? So the
And
more
those-
people that eyeballs on that, like that's how you get paid, Shane. The more eyeballs,
Whoa.
the
Whoa,
more
you're making me
eyeballs on,
uncomfortable here now. That's a
the
little
more
close to home.
eyeballs on you, the more you.
Oh yeah,
get.
by the way,
3
don't
cents
forget
or
to
whatever you get.
subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe.
Don't forget to
and
subscribe
leave a comment.
and leave a
And
comment.
like. Yes.
Because
exactly.
that bumps up the algorithms. Speaking of algorithms, you're never on my news feed anymore, and you do stuff every day.
People get unsubscribed from my channel, not my core audience,
I'm subscribed.
but people
Yeah.
will get unsubscribed by YouTube 2, 3, 4 times. My mom has been unsubscribed a few times, and it's bizarre, man. I hate that stuff.
Your
Yeah,
own
but you
mother.
should like when you do a video or whatever, it should pop up. Like
Yes.
it should be in my recommendeds, right?
Yes. Yep.
Because I like my thumb is so sore from going up and like up and down looking for stuff to watch. So, but I mean, I have to search for you under my whatever my favorites or something like that.
It's
Right?
funny, right?
Yeah. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I get a whole bunch of other stuff that always pops up. I
Yeah.
mean, it's people that I subscribe to, but
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
always right in my recommend in my first 3 or whatever.
Yeah, it
So-
is funny because yes, like I made a video probably 2 years ago when I was under 1,000 subscribers. I did a video following Klaus Schwab. My first video,
Yeah.
I got
Mhm.
50,000 views.
Yeah.
50,000. So I'm like, oh man, jackpot. If I just keep talking about him, then that means I'm going to get more views. And no, opposite. Because the more I talked, the more I got squished. Because I was like, oh, did you know he did this? Did you know he did that? He's up to no good. And my channel was just getting hammered like this. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't understand how it worked.
Just imagine, Shane, if we keep talking about Epstein files. I mean, forget it.
Yeah.
It'll be
forget
down to
about it.
10.
I even went to
10
YouTube
subscribers.
school. I went to YouTube school.
Yeah.
What do they call that? The brainwashing thing that they put you through. They put me through that.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, they in order to get my channel back, I had to go through some school of hard knocks where they had to ask me questions. Are vaccines always safe 100%? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, who would think that they're not safe?
That's right.
Next question. Good job. Next
Yeah.
question. And I'm like, really?
Safe and
Really?
effective.
And I
Yeah.
wasn't even talking about vaccinations. I was talking about the bronze serpent in the wilderness
Oh,
when
right.
Moses lifted it up. That's all. And I said, boy, doesn't that look kind of like what's on an ambulance?
Yes, it is.
And then I start talking about I think it's called the Hippocratic Oath or whatever it is, where basically the doctors, they swear an oath saying that they will not bring harm to people. That's all I was talking about. And I said,
Yeah.
you know what it's called when a doctor does harm someone? They're basically like a hypocrite. They're going against the grain. That's like a Christian or a person that calls himself a Christian. And if he doesn't, let's say he doesn't go to church, doesn't read his Bible, doesn't want to mention the Lord's name, in some circles, you could be called a bit of a hypocrite, especially if you go out drinking and all kinds of stuff, right?
Mhm.
And my video just got banned for talking like that. And so
Crazy.
I wrote YouTube and I said, hey, I was actually talking about this. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty good. Would you like us to check all 2,000 videos for you? I'm like, no, I'm good, actually. I'm good. I don't need you combing through all the videos, right?
So back to that Guthrie lady. So what
Yes.
I really want to know is, that gentleman, supposedly they pulled him over. Maybe he was in the car doing a DoorDash, or maybe he was in the home and they booted down the door. I'm not 100% sure about that yet. But my question is, for if anybody can answer this question in the chat,
Yep.
is how did they come up with pulling him over? Or like what was their rationale? Like, because
Who
this
got
guy's
pulled
gonna
over?
sue now, right? This guy's gonna sue.
Who
Well,
got
the
pulled
gentleman
over?
they said was the guy that
DoorDash guy.
kidnapped.
Okay.
And
Oh,
they got
they're
him
saying-
like 30 miles down the road or something like that. He was just, I don't know how they came up with it.
Right.
Like maybe he was in the area and his cell phone got pinged, or like how did that work? Like no one's explained that to me. And now he says, like, he's out on his front lawn with all the media and saying, I don't know what's going on, man. They booted my door down. They put cuffs on me. They arrested me. They scared my kids. I was playing video games. And his mom comes out. She's standing on the lawn too. So no, he doesn't do it. Like he stays here all weekend. And they're like, are you sure? Like, where was he on the 31st at like 12 midnight to 2:17 p.m. or a.m. or whatever it was? She's like, he's in our house. Like, my daughter's married to him. Like, and so, but
weird.
like,
So it's like a setup almost.
How does FBI be able to come in there, boot down your door, and say that we have suspicion that you stole Mrs. Guthrie?
You can't. You're not allowed to do that. Like, there's the standing rule.
They must have something though. They would have to get signed off from a judge. Yes. Because you have to have
you need a search
evidence.
Yes. Yeah. You need a search warrant. You need reasonable evidence to detain the person. Just to hold them for questioning.
Now. It's gone.
Yeah, he was detained, but later released the same night.
Yeah, so he wasn't arrested.
No.
Detained.
Yeah. Not labeled as a suspect.
And then everybody in the news is like, oh, thank God, we found her. Like, they're like, oh, we have peace now. Like, it's all over. Like, it's like, it seems like it's kind of like this little game that they're playing, almost like a little, like everybody's a sleuth now, right? Everybody in the whole wide world is an investigator, including you.
Yep.
Everybody knows everything.
It reminds me.
You know, when he went like this with this, that means something.
Oh yeah, like this.
Something. That means short brush. She's in the short brush, and and remember when he puts when that door cam guy puts the grass on there, they're like, "What does that mean?" There must be some symbolism with the grass.
It's so dumb.
Look at his shoes.
So it's a 36-year-old from Arizona. Okay, he's a DoorDash delivery driver.
Yeah.
The key points, this is coming from the news articles here, said he was taken in without being told why. He claimed he never heard of the Guthrie case before being detained. He was released the same night, like we said. Authorities have not named him a suspect.
They can't.
So it's just, they're being led. They're following a lead, but, they're not making any accusations against him.
Yeah, because his lawyer, if he gets a lawyer, will have a field day with these cops. And that, I was starting to go down the rabbit hole of what's his name? Rob and Michelle Reiner. And
yes.
I was going down there, and then I'm like, man, there's some funky stuff going on. Like when I saw Alan Jackson go in the same house that Rob Reiner was allegedly murdered. I still feel like it was a break-in and entry that got wrong, like a robbery that got wrong, because at the beginning they were saying things like they're both murdered in their bed, the same time, their throats, that kind of thing. And then now it's like, well, no, actually there was a struggle, that Rob was murdered in one room, and then Michelle was murdered in another room. And then this mysterious guy, Rocco, the assistant, shows up telling the police, I can give you the keys to the kingdom, basically the castle. I could show you guys all around. But Brentwood is notorious for break-ins. It just is. It's notorious for it. And there was a ring bling kind of an organization, like a bunch of young high school kids that would purposely break into people's places and steal things, steal their jewelry, like celebrities. They would target celebrities like Orlando Bloom, Paris Hilton, all these others. They would just go after them. And I'm like, this seems weird, because they did send a robbery division in, which is now robbery/homicide. They sent them in, but I'm like, this rabbit hole is freaking deep. It's so deep. And it's cyclical. They make you run around in circles, and there's no loops to close. And then I'm just like, I got a little fatigued. I'm not going to lie. I got a little fatigued on that. And then this Guthrie, I'm like, really? Another one? Like, I can only investigate so much. I'm just one man. I'm just one black swan.
Again, all distractions to take us away from World War III, distractions to take us away from the economy.
Yeah.
distractions to take us away from everything that's going on in the Middle East.
This is interesting, this comment here. Respectfully, why do Canadians, aka me, focus on the US so much? They have plenty of crazy things happening in Canada. Yeah, it's usually centered around one guy, usually our prime minister. And
or a gun person.
Our gun person, yeah, especially BC. I don't know if you heard about this, Greg.
We can go forever.
Yeah, like there was a mass shooting in BC that just happened a few nights ago as well. That's horrible. So there is, but my audience is 70% American. Like honestly, like it seemed, and the East Coast, you guys seem to like this stuff. You don't necessarily like stuff about what's going on in Canada, but Americans like their own news. They like their own stuff, whatever's going on. And of course, like you said, the Middle East, it's like somebody dropped a hornet's nest in the Middle East and kicked it. Like there's so much stuff going on. It's endless.
Well, the thing is, I think what people don't realize is we are on the precipice of a new global currency, global reset of the financial system. This is going to happen. It is happening as we speak. And it's going to hit everyone pretty hard with everything that's going on in the mainstream media. When it does hit and our bank accounts are transitioned to something that's completely different, whatever that may be, whether it be a digital currency, something revalued to whether precious metals, it's going to hit people hard. I think people see the writing on the wall. They just are blind to it. And I got to tell you, there's something wrong with the metrics, the data that's coming out with the news, and especially with the economy and how people are job situation. I don't think it's accurate at all. And so I think it's all to show us that, they're trying to let us feel like, oh, everything's okay. There's nothing to worry about, but it's not the case at all. I think it's just going to be masked until there's a point where they say, oh, well, we realize there's a problem. And then that's when everything just switches over.
I don't know who to believe them. Like there's half of the country, your country, that says, I'm talking about the US again, sorry, I am a Canadian. Half your country says everything's in the dumpster, and then half of the country says my 401k is doing great. Egg prices are down, gas prices are down, insurance is down a little bit.
Things are looking up.
Things are okay. I mean, insurances or whatever, mortgage rates are going down a little bit. I might be able to, now if I have a kid, I can the government's going to give me $1,000. I can start putting money towards their whatever. I think when they 28 or something like that, they said they get 1.5 million if you kind of keep it flush with cash, I guess.
Right.
I don't know. And then you turn on another channel or listen to someone else like, we're all going to die. It's tanking. People are losing their jobs. And then you look at another channel like 178,000 jobs last month were made. Okay, not bad. Whatever, 178,000. I mean, there's whatever, how many million? 350 or 360 million?
Yeah, 360. Yeah.
In the States. And you're like, oh, I guess it's okay. At least people are getting jobs. And they're full-time jobs too. They're not like part-time jobs. I think like Biden had his job numbers, they were all part-time jobs. So I don't know who to believe. I mean, I look at the stock market, I look at gold prices, I look at silver prices and wheat prices and commodities, and I'm like, not too. I mean, the TXX got hammered 560 points today. I mean, but the Dow was up. I mean, it dropped below 50,000, but I mean, everything's up, and you watch the American news. I guess the stock market news station or whatever, and guys wearing a 50,000 cap.
Yeah, Nasdaq.
Ding, 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 like just kind of like chat, and then you turn on to CNN, and we're all gonna die. Like people are losing their jobs, and it's like, okay, well, who's telling the truth here? Like, I mean, I can look at numbers and say, when I look at Bloomberg or the stock market, I'm like, people are making money, like people that are in the system, I guess.
Yes.
But the poor people that are poor, I guess, their prices of fuel is down, which is probably a good thing. Like, I think when you're poor, it's tough to buy a house when you're poor. So I don't know. I just don't know who to believe, and that's just right. Like
it's down and it's up. The oil, it's down, it's up, it's down, and the storm just recently over here that hit the practically 40 states in the U.S. that caused so many people to call for oil that there was a shortage in supply, which just bumped the oil up over $1.40 from where it is now.
Spell conspiracy. I don't.
Well, no, I mean we're still at 64. That's American, right? 64 a barrel, $64 a barrel. That's not horrible. I mean, I've seen 110s.
Right, but it's the
10 barrels. I've seen $40 barrels.
Right, across the board, yeah. Right, but across the board. But when there's a incident or there's a storm that hits like that, there's the supply and demand issue.
Yeah.
That just bumps it up. Just even locally, it's insane.
I still have my eye on my buddy there, my pal Augustus from Rainmaker.
Oh yeah.
That guy is up to no good.
Guy?
Yeah, I've been following him since last summer with what was it, the Wells? Oh, where's the name of that place? The Kerrville flood.
That's right. With the kids, the Christian camp.
Yeah, I'm like 100% convinced that this guy started it.
Yeah.
And what he said was, hey, look, all we do is we put a little bit of silver iodide in the storm, but we weren't there. We weren't over Kerrville. We were down in the southeast quadrant the day before. It's like, yeah, but wind blows, silly, dummy. Like, we're not idiots. We know that there are currents.
Flash floods.
Yeah, and because that area has had flash floods in the past, the soil is going to be already saturated enough that if you have an extra ounce in any of the pools that they have, there's nowhere for it to go. So it's got to go to the buildings.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they said 26 feet. It rose in like a half an hour.
Yes. Yeah. So that night, the Friday night, there was not one weather warning saying, hey, get out of Dodge. Nothing. Then by 2:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning on Saturday, it's over. You guys are done. There's nowhere to go. Yeah. So what happened between the idea of having all these satellites and all kinds of weather monitoring stations, like make more of those? Like, what's going on that you could still have a city that is going to bed at night and they watch the weather, and I watched the weather reports the day of, and there was nothing, no warning, no nothing. It was just like, light chance of stormy weather, maybe light flash flood or something. Like, it was so minor that everybody just went to sleep. And then the next morning, there was still no news until Sunday, Monday, because that's when the reporters go to work, is on Monday. Mm-hmm. So they pushed off all the news for Saturday and made it like it would just happen on Monday. And they're like, this just in. I'm right here. Look at the flood. Look at all this. Like, yeah, you're doing it today, but you're making it sound like it just happened. And they do this all day long. Mm. And this Augustus guy, I'm telling you, it's going to be worse this summer than last year because he's getting away with it and he's being paid by states. It's legal for him to change the weather. It's legal. In Canada, it's also legal. We actually pay insurance companies in Alberta to seed the clouds so that it dumps rain before it gets to a neighborhood. Yeah. Insurance companies do that.
You did a great investigation of that. Yeah.
Did that guy get brought into front of Congress?
No. Yeah, well, yes, he did. He did, but it was early. It was like,
that was before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was before. It was in relation to something else.
He seemed sketchy.
Oh, very sketchy.
Are you kidding me? I remember watching that.
It's a license to print money because all the states, I shouldn't say all of them, there are states, I think it's in Florida, where they're actually banning weather modification programs and all this stuff. Like, it's like illegal. Like, why would you want another hurricane after another hurricane in Florida. You don't need any of that stuff. But if you're talking snow, they work for Colorado, and they can actually dump snow for ski resorts. That's how they got started. That's how they got their foot in the game, where these ski resorts would hire Rainmaker to make snow with the same process. And they were dumping snow, so all of a sudden their revenue goes up on these ski hills. Now you have the worst storm that caught America off guard in the East.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Well, his thing is all about making sure it's all about the farmers, right? Making sure the farmers get enough rain. It's kind of like that fluffy nest behind
it's all fluff.
Yes. But I mean, I guess it is kind of good to help the farmers a bit, but I don't know. That's a crazy one. I remember that story, and it's a very sad story too.
Yeah, and
that fast, that whole Christian camp. And
I don't know if you ever saw this movie called The Man of Steel. Great show, by the way, with Henry Cavill. There was one scene after his father died. I think it might have been Batman versus Superman or whatever, where Clark meets his dad who had died, but I think he's having a dream or whatever of Kevin Costner basically giving him some advices. And he said what happened one time was they thought they were doing something good. So they actually rechanneled a stream to irrigate another farm. But what they didn't realize was they washed out another farm and killed a whole bunch of horses or something like that. And so they thought they were doing good here, but over here it was a nightmare on the other farm. And that's what Augustus is doing, is it's legit doing good for the people that hire him over that state, but you can't control the weather. So if it does go over here, these people are in trouble. And that's the problem. Like, it's not that we're not saying you weren't over Kerrville destroying the place. That's not what we're saying. We're saying this is kind of like the butterfly effect. You're doing something over here, and we have no way to quantify it over here because it's too late and we don't have sensors and whatever it is. It's like we're back in the Stone Ages or something. It's weird.
It is weird. I don't know what you guys think about this cloud seeding is one thing, but that's not the same as chemtrails, or no, is it? Is that right? No, it's not the same.
No, it's not the same, and he gets lumped into that. But I believe the chemtrails are a thing. It's just because he can't help but see it. When you look up, you're like, "What's going on over here?" And they just stay forever.
Everywhere.
It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the UK, I think they do that quite a bit. So yeah, crazy stuff. But how about the glove? How about the glove? Anybody know about the glove?
Is this OJ Simpson? We're still on OJ?
There you go. That's exactly what it was. When I first thought, I was like, oh, we found a glove. We found it, and it looks exactly like the guy from the door cam. The door cam.
Oh,
and
man.
Boom,
it's like they're playing with us.
Everybody's back to 24/7 again.
It's like they're playing us.
I think they found another glove. It's like, oh, they found a chip bag. It's got to be his. Why is it his, for starters?
Yeah.
Why are we saying this person's a male?
Yeah.
Well, it could be a female.
Well, I did see the door cam. The first thing when I first saw the guy's face, yeah.
How do we know that that's the person, though? Is there a timestamp on that? It's like,
yeah, you don't get any of that stuff. That's personal. We don't want the public to have timestamps.
It could have been a guy a week ago.
Yeah.
And put in a plant or whatever, flowers.
It's so dumb. It was like, how can I make this more suspicious? Oh, I'll just grab this, and it's like reenacting or something. I don't know what it is.
I love how he placed his gun. Right where his crotch is.
Oh yeah, that's so.
That's safe. That's safe. Yeah,
placement is just, come on.
Yeah. But most times you see people placing their gun behind them.
Yeah.
Back, right? Not in front, so that one, doorbell. Two, you make a misstep, you're a eunuch for life.
Anybody see this guy? Anybody see that guy right there? Right there?
That looks like the doorbell guy.
Yeah.
That's him right there. And then they're like,
nice bowling ball.
Eyebrows.
I know, I saw that.
He's got such a fancy eyebrows.
That's what I thought at first. That was a woman at first because the eyebrows were very nice.
But then it had
and then there's a mustache or something like, oh, okay.
Or very thin. There's like, oh man, he must be manicured. He must take care of himself. Like we don't know. Like
it is bizarre, man. You Americans have so much stuff going on. It's crazy, man. Like there's just so many things.
All we got to do is watch hockey. Like tomorrow.
That's it.
We know what drama is. We know what drama is. If you want drama, the drama's here.
Yes.
Come to the U.S.
Yeah. Do we not entertain you? Do we not entertain you?
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained? I should get the quote right. Do we not entertain you? That's not it, Shane.
But yeah, man, it's a mess. We're a big mess. But you know what? We keep it interesting. I think that's the important thing, right? As long as people are interested and glued to their sets, and their phones,
it is about eyeballs.
Then you got them.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's glued to their phones and they're streaming on TV. It's like, okay, well, what happens next? It's almost like it's scripted. Like you say that this broadcast is unscripted, but everything that comes out of the U.S. it's just like regurgitated out. It's just like it's almost scripted. It's practically scripted.
It is scripted because you flip through the networks and you're like, you're just finishing each other's sentence. So you can literally go Fox, CNN, NBC over a 10-minute period, and they're all going to say the same thing.
Yes.
I always thought it was like an op, like one big op, the whole thing. But then if you start talking like that, you're like, man, that Patrick guy, he's pretty crazy. But
that's okay. This is a crazy station right here.
You will be vindicated.
Like there's somebody watching us and what we do, how we react to certain, because there's operations that do, like what was that operation? I can't remember what it is, when they gave them drugs and stuff like that, and they brought them to prostitutes and in that bar, whatever. What's that called? It's with the help me chat.
Yeah,
talking about.
I can't. It's not coming to me. It's not clocking with me right now.
LSD or something like that. It was an op by the CIA.
Okay.
And they use drugs to make people do things, and they watch them. And
MK Ultra project.
MK Ultra. There we go.
Okay.
And that's a real thing. Like a lot of people are like, "You're crazy. What are you talking about?" Right? Yeah. You get shunned if you talk about that. And I mean, now we're 50 years later. Everybody it's kind of like, MK Ultra. See, you're like, MK Ultra. Yeah, we know all about that.
Well, if you ever watch that documentary, I think it's called Avengers.
Thanks, Greg.
Avengers, or sorry, what was it? The Winter Soldier. That was a good documentary. That was a good show.
Yeah,
where that's exactly what was going on, right? Like he was kind of unaware of what he was doing, and he killed Tony Stark's dad, and then all of a sudden his memory started coming back to him and realized all the heinous crimes that he did. But that's even Bourne Supremacy, Bourne Ultimatum, that like we've been pre-programmed for years to buy into these movies and go, yeah, that's kind of cool, that kind of makes sense. And then we see people like the Tyler Robinsons of the world or whatever that shoot people allegedly. I still think there was more than that one kid that shot Charlie Kirk from like 200 yards or whatever, a crack shot, one shot, able to get off the roof so fast that nobody can see him or find him. And he takes one shot. Like, he's better than the military. That's how good this kid is. Like, it's crazy.
And remember, they caught someone too, like 10 minutes after that too. Eh?
Yeah, it was right away.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, we got him, and everybody's like, "Oh, thank
goodness." Yeah, we got him. Yeah, he's confessing right now. He's like, just pleading the fifth. Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, supposedly a lot of people out of Hollywood, Disney, they have come from the MK Ultra area. And listen, a lot of this stuff, I mean, I believe you can research it. It is historical, okay? Some stuff is conspiracy, but I don't think all of it is. I do believe that this is real. stuff, what they are using against people. And there are certain selected people within the industry that are used and abused, okay? And they're put out in the open. And I hate to say it, but I think some of these A-list actors are victims of this.
Yeah,
and
sure.
even people within the music industry.
Mhm.
You'll talk about Katy Perry. There's all these things of her just kind of like spacing out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Eminem just kind of like in a daze, like on the screen.
Yep.
Al Roker was one of them. I don't know if
Mhm.
you guys saw that clip. I wish I had that clip with me, but man, Al Roker was just like, it was as soon as somebody said something, I think somebody mentioned Holy Spirit, and Al
Wow.
Roker just went like this.
Oh, wow, went dumb.
Yeah, I will try to find that and send it to
Sure.
you, Shane, because it is crazy.
Who was
Wow,
It was
that?
something that triggered
Yeah.
triggered him. It's like
That
after
happened.
somebody said Holy Spirit.
That happened to our prime minister a few years ago during the pandemic. They asked him a question about Trump, and he's like, in front of a press conference. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude,
Yeah.
this was like for a minute.
Line.
Like they couldn't queue up the teleprompter. Like it
Yeah,
was so bad, right? And
Where's my script?
it's like you're reading a teleprompter. You're fired. You're fired.
Yeah.
But it's like that. Like it
Yeah.
feels like we're being played like a harp. That's what it feels like some days.
Yeah. Oh man.
And I hate that stuff. I hate being
Well,
played.
But
Yes,
it just
sir.
shows you. It shows you where we're at, man. Even spiritually, right? I can bring the spiritual aspect into this every once in a while. Listen,
Yeah.
the devil.
Yes.
I can give you a little story here. I was working for an audiovisual company, and we had a gig that was up on the Rockefeller Center, 64th floor, 30 Rock, okay, in Manhattan. And it was for a launch party of for some business. I don't even remember what the business was. It was something about shoes or something. And all I had to do was be with my coworker and just watch the board, watch the monitors, and just switch between two different laptops. That's it. Simple gig. It went into the evening hours, and all of a sudden, I just start talking about Jesus to my coworker, and we're just sitting back, just watching everything going. Everything's going fine, and then we're getting deep into the conversation, and all of a sudden, this guy just out of the crowd comes up to us, and calls my coworker over, and the guy looks like he's sweating, he's profusely, his eyes bugging out of his head, and looked a little just disheveled, right? And like this is like kind of a black tie event, and like his shirt is partly hanging out of it. So I figured, okay, maybe the guy's drunk, but I can overhear what the conversation, and he's talking directly to my coworker there, and he's saying, "So what are you guys talking about, huh? What are you guys talking about? What are you talking about?" And Chris is just like, "No, nothing, man. We're just shooting the breeze. We're just hanging out, just chilling, having fun." I look over to the right of me out the window, 64 floors up, and I see this orb just flashing, going back and forth. It was an orb, a bright orb. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, does anybody else see this thing? And I look at it, and I shake my head at it. And then I close my eyes, and I'm thinking about the Lord. And then the guy just leaves. He just takes off into the crowd. And Chris comes back and sits down with me behind the control table. And I said, "What was that guy talking about? What did he want?" He said, "Oh, nothing, man. I don't know. He's just weird." and he just sits down. He talks to me. I said, "Well, listen." He said, "Well, what were we talking about?" I said, "Well, honestly," I told Chris, I said, he kind of broke something. He kind of broke something there. I don't remember exactly what we were talking about. And I knew we were talking something about spiritual things and talking about the Lord and talking about scripture. But it just completely went out of our heads as to what we were really talking about,
Wow.
And the other thing was, none of those people in the crowd, and I want to say there were probably at least 80 to 90 people on that floor. Nobody saw that orb. Nobody said anything. Oh, look,
Wow.
Nobody saw it. So there was something about that orb out there that I could see that others couldn't see. And I have a feeling that this guy who was almost practically possessed to come over and detract us from what we were talking about,
Yeah. Wow.
looked out the window
timing
and
of-
saw it. I think he was possessed as soon as he saw it. That's my take on it.
That
This
is
is
wild.
I
this
love
is
it.
Rockefeller Plaza, but the Rockefeller
Oh,
Center, 30 Rock.
oh, there you go. My
64.
goodness.
The Devil's Tower, if you want to call that the Devil's Tower, that's where they broadcast NBC, right out of right out of that tower. And we were just up there doing audiovisual, two very simple gig. 2 LED screens, laptops, switch between two different content between 2 different laptops. It was like a sweet gig. We're like, oh, this is so easy money that night.
So there's
And we
no
just
way
get to
people can hear you guys talking, like you weren't loud and overbearing.
No, because I mean everybody's talking, everybody's conversing. It's loud in there.
Yeah.
It's loud. And this
So
guy just
neat.
comes out of nowhere and detracts us from what we were just talking about at that moment. Crazy.
Wow. That is
Crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a spiritual dimension that we cannot see. 100%. I've shared on my show where I actually saw a demonic entity while I was at work, and I remember I was delivering potato chips out of my truck, and I saw this dog running across the sidewalk, and I was like, that is the ugliest dog I've ever seen in my life. Like, what kind of an owner, because I was a dog owner, and I'm like, what kind of an owner would have a dog that looks like that? Like, it was hideous, right? And but it was off leash, and I'm like, this is kind of like, where's the owner, for one? And people get freaked out. Like, it was a medium-sized to big-sized dog. I would describe it almost like a half greyhound and half like some kind of a wolf dog or something. I don't know, like a husky or I don't know what, but it was a breed that I never recognized.
Ooh.
And it was running, and there was a little snowbank in front of me, probably 3-4 feet, just enough to cover it. And I'm like, I'm going to film this sucker and then show my wife, because this is so hideous, this dog. I pull it out to hit record, and then I'm waiting for it to come around the back, and I'm like, okay, this is not a big hill. And I go around it, and I'm looking, and there's a fence dividing the road. So there's no way this dog would hop that fence. It's like a 6-foot fence. And way down the road is another schoolyard with a field. And in 2 seconds, that dog is not going to be that far. Like, I could see like a mile that way and this direction, and there's a building behind me. The dog's not getting away in that. And it was gone. It vanished.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, that's bizarre. I'm not sure how I feel about this, Lord. And I go back to my truck, and I'm sorting through chips and stuff, and I see this other guy in another vehicle, and he's almost punching the windshield, and he's hitting the top of his roof, and he is losing his mind, like angry. And I'm like, there's nobody there. He's not even on the phone. And I'm like, all of a sudden I felt, am I going to get in a fight? All of a sudden, because that's how much this guy was being weird, and he wasn't looking at me or nothing. I just felt like I'm going to kind of get jumped, or like this guy's going to go rage, right? So I'm thinking about this, and then it came to me that this was a demonic entity that was bugging him, and I just saw it in the spiritual realm. It wasn't to do with me, because it looked like it was actually afraid of me, if I'm being honest.
Mhm.
I was afraid of it as much as it was afraid of me, because I didn't know what I was looking at, and it was like looking at me like sheepishly, like, don't say anything to me kind of thing is what I felt. And this guy's losing his marbles, and it was almost like because this entity was in the range of this guy, he was losing his mind. And then he went back to normal after this thing was gone. And I'm like, what am I supposed to get from this, Lord? Because this is weird. I don't want any of this stuff to happen. And my sister Amy says, bro, that was a demonic experience. You saw something. You tapped it. Bro, you go for it. You just run and you cast out demons. And I'm like, nope, that's not me.
I'm out.
That's not my calling. And Amy is just like, bro, I love that stuff.
That's
Anyways. But yeah, that was like weird, man.
Yeah, there's some weird stuff, man. I don't know. There's some weird stuff, interdimensional stuff going on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a weird story then. Seeing, I'm not trying to one up everybody, but
no,
I'm
please do.
assuming this would probably be everybody's experiences for. So yesterday, I'm driving home just down Crowchild, which is kind of like a little highway here around my house, and there's a vehicle behind me. It looks like a truck, and I look in my mirror and it's behind me, and I keep on driving. And then, like 5 seconds after that, I look in my rearview mirror again, and there's no turnoffs anywhere. It's just highway. It's gone. Like, does that ever happen to you? Like, you're driving, and there's a vehicle behind you, and then you look back again, and they're gone, and there's no turnoff.
Don't get in my head because
like. And this LSD that I was on was just crazy. It was like, it was cheap for starters, but I'm joking. I'm joking.
This fits my world. But yeah, there is weird
that's
stuff.
Very true. It's true. There was a truck behind me, and it was gone.
Sure, there was.
Oh man.
But
and
yeah,
stop making fun of my dog just because it's ugly.
I know.
That's
Maybe
my dog.
It could have been your dog for all I know, right?
And I don't need to punch my roof like that.
Yeah, I know. You really lost your mind that day, Patrick. I was trying to be subtle. I didn't want to say it was you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's funny because even with my wife, and my wife is not a fan. She's never watched The Matrix. She doesn't like any of that stuff. She's not a sci-fi person at all. She's more of Anne of Green Gables, The River Runs Through It, Four Ladies in a River, or whatever it is. All those shows, right? All of them. She watches all that stuff, right? So the other day I was talking to her about getting her one of those remarkable devices where you can actually write on it, like a writing tablet. Mm-hmm. And I said, you should use this so it'll help you be a little bit more organized at work or whatever. And instead of going to paper and sticky notes and all this stuff. And she's like, I don't know. I'm not quite convinced that I need a remarkable. That's what it's called, right? And so she's driving, and I got the picture. After we hang up, because I was literally going to go and get her one. We hang up, and then she says, do you believe in the Matrix? And I'm like, oh, you got my attention. You've never been more sexy right now. And she shows me a picture, and it's the back of a truck in the window, and it says, remarkable is closer than you think.
Oh, yeah. So, nice.
And I'm like, that is weird. And she almost pulled over to the side of the road, like, should I get a remarkable? But she said the timing was so weird because she just got off the phone with me, and she pulled up behind a vehicle and it was a renovation company talking about counters and all this, but it said remarkable is closer than you think. And she's like, okay, maybe my husband isn't so crazy after all. Maybe he isn't, right?
Vindicated.
So we do live in a simulation.
Yeah.
Okay?
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, so Greg, I wanted to ask you about this.
Oh, yes.
I read this book by
too.
Amy Moosfeld, and I'm going to try and have her as a guest on my channel to talk about this book. This is her testimony, basically. Mm-hmm. And thanks, of course, with the help of Gary Gates, who also helped me
Yes.
with my book. He helped
Amazing.
design it and all that kind of stuff. It's
Another book I've read.
Look at how gorgeous this is, right? But Gary Gates is amazing at this stuff. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is we know Amy. I've met Amy in person and also on the various channels that we've had her on as a guest. I love her. I think she's awesome, right?
She's awesome.
You're about to venture in a little bit of a project. Do you mind talking about this? Is it too
Not at all? Not at all. Yeah. Well, I read the book like you did, and when I read it, I could see as I was reading it the descriptions as they were shot and put to screen. Now I kind of have that filmmaker eye and brain, because and when I saw the description and how she described her experiences, I was kind of like seeing this on the screen the whole time I was reading it.
Wow. And
immediately after I finished, I said, this is supposed to be made into a film.
Wow.
This is supposed to be done as so this needs to be put to screen. That's what was coming to mind. And I said, Amy, would you be okay if we get the rights to put your memoir, your testimony to screen? And she prayed about it. She didn't say yes right away. She wanted to, but I said, listen, if you have to pray about it, pray about it. And she took 3 days to pray on it, and she got her confirmation, and she said, absolutely. So she did officially sign, to have her book put as a film, adapted to a screenplay. And I have a friend here that's local here on Long Island. Her name is Judy Cochran. She is a screenwriter. And I said, Judy, and she happened to be at the Uptime conference as well. So she was there. She got to meet Amy. I said, Judy, would you read Amy's book and tell me if you would be interested in putting this as a screenplay, putting this to a screenplay? And she said, absolutely. Wow. Now, I went to film school for 4 years. I graduated the School of Visual Arts in Manhattan in 2001. And it's a great school, very individualistic people. Listen, it's not a place that you're going to find many, if any, believers.
Right. Yep.
But I went there prior to me becoming saved and coming to the faith. I came to the faith in 2006.
Okay.
So, the point is, I went through the whole thing. I went through the film school. It's not just occupational schooling. It is a degree. I have 4-year degree, BFA, in cinematography. But I've learned a lot through there. I've met up with some great people. One of those people is his name is Imad Bashir. He is an Egyptian filmmaker and director who I had the pleasure of shooting his thesis film for back when we were going to School of Visual Arts. And he was the first one to come to mind about having to shoot this film and direct it. And I said, Imad, I really would love for you to read Amy's book and let me know if this is something you think you would like to direct. Mm-hmm. And immediately after he read the book, he said, yes, Greg, I want to direct it.
Wow.
And yeah, that's what I said. Wow. And he is a Coptic Orthodox Christian. Okay. He's a Egyptian Orthodox Christian. And so he's a believer. He's a believer, and that helps. Mm-hmm. But he has such a great eye, and I know he will take this to a level where we haven't seen Christian filmmaking before.
Oh wow!
And because I know he will take the shots and put them in such a way that will be exquisite, will be amazing, and captivate the viewers. that's why he came to mind. It was after I said, this is supposed to be made into a film. I said, Ahmad needs to direct this film because he can do it. He loves to storyboard things out. And if you remember, she has a demonic encounter in her book.
Interesting.
And Ahmad comes from a background of horror thriller, not the slice and dice massacre type stuff. I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th.
Horror to me is like, if you don't see it, it could be scary.
Yeah.
You don't have to see it. You don't have, in fact, it's actually better if you don't see it.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's he can definitely take those scenes to the next level. And I know he will make this something that people have never seen before. So that's the goal, to take her story, keep it true to the story, but make it in such a way that it's going to be something that people haven't seen before in the Christian filmmaking area.
Right.
So, yeah.
Cool. Have you ever seen there's a series called The Trombone Player? Have you ever seen that? By Marcus Buckingham?
No.
It's a great little series. And he does I think he does 6 or 7 videos called The Trumpet Player. And there's really no dialogue or anything other than he basically just speaks throughout the video. So it's not, the actors aren't doing anything, right? But it starts off like the first video is basically a kid gets an idea and he's just tapping on his desk and all this kind of stuff. And that person likes to play drums and whatever. And it doesn't matter. Like if you try and get that out of their head, that person is geared for drums or whatever, right? So he would kind of weave the story in through each episode, and it shows a kid playing a trumpet. And when he was playing the trumpet or the trombone, he became like the best person of himself, best version, whatever, blah, 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 right? But this guy would walk to the orchestra outside and he would talk, and then they'd show him inside and they'd show all these kids, which the story was about the kid, but he would kind of lean over the rail and he'd be like looking at them, observing, and then he'd look to the camera and tell the story. And then it would be shot after shot. And I'm like, it's kind of interesting because you can't help but look, like you can't look away. And he's almost like he's narrating the whole story, right? It's actually kind of cool. I'll show you into this.
Yeah, I do have to see
I'll show it to you because it's kind of, I thought, obviously, you guys go in whatever direction for Amy's thing, but I picture almost like someone narrating it, almost like on behalf of Amy, as a younger version of her is walking by this person, this narrator, and then you watch the scene or whatever, right, unfold, and then she's just kind of looking like, yeah, that was disappointing that day or whatever. But you just, I don't know, almost like a narrator. But it's interesting because there is something there, like you said, her book jumped out. Like it was actually a pretty good. I kind of wish it was like this thick because I think there's more that she can.
I know
you.
Well, right? I know you like to read. So.
Yes, yeah, but no, I'll buy popcorn and I will come and see the premiere. That'll
awesome. Yeah, well, pray for us.
Yes. So what I want to do is kind of like this is a good taste of the Black Swan experience, unscripted, unedited, unfiltered. But I wanted to just kind of get kind of like your closing thoughts and kind of wrap this up with a nice little bow. Maybe we'll start with Patrick and then Greg. And thank you guys for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, and nice meeting you, Greg. I saw someone in the chat was saying like with this going back to the Guthrie thing, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Circle again. I can't remember who it was, but she's like, it's pretty quiet in Minnesota these days too, with kind of how everything kind of jumps to different things and stuff like that, and that's a little bit sad story too in Minnesota. It's a bit of a gong show, these sanctuary cities and and such. And supposedly there's 12 sanctuary cities in the States out of the 50, and all the sanctuary cities that where the ice goes, there's zero problems. Like everybody's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. But in these other ones, they're like, tweet, 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 bang, 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 pop, pop, pop. Like it's like, what? Like putting their cars in front of people. Like, what are you doing? Like we're trying to get these really bad people out. And unfortunately, like if you're hanging out with a bad person and you're in that same house, you're going to get caught up in it too. So, which is unfortunate. And I mean, the little 5-year-old boy was kind of unfortunate too, but his dad took off. So what are they going to do? We're going to take care of you, little one. Like they think that they stole the little kid, but actually they were taking care of him and nurturing him and bringing him to these. So supposedly these ice places are way better than any other school. Like they're just brand new, nice. I don't know. Who knows? So just wanted to comment on that.
We forgot to talk about ice today.
That made that comment. And it is interesting how it's. So what's next, right? Like,
yeah.
But no, it's sorry for talking so much about the US of A. I love my Canada, but we're kind of boring people. We're not boring people. Sorry, I shouldn't say it. We're not boring people, but our politics isn't super exciting. Mm-hmm. I kind of like your system down there with a 2-party system. We have like 5 or 6 parties. Yeah. So it's kind of like, and then how they play off of each other and they scratch this back, scratch that back, and they can build alliances. It's really gross, actually. So, and
really nothing gets done either.
Like so because we can't impeach, and it's, I mean, we can sort of like at the budget, right? Like the yearly budget, you can do a non-confidence vote kind of thing, and then that will spring an election supposedly. But everybody they can just say, hey, you know what? We'll build this bridge for you. Okay, yeah, no problem. Pass the bill, right? Kind of thing. Or they'll do something on their little wish list kind of thing. So, but no, it's thanks for having me, and maybe we'll do this again. And
yeah, for sure.
Hopefully the world will be a great place, peaceful, and everybody will be rich, and their 401ks will be.
Yeah, it could happen by episode 2 where everything just kind of levels off.
So
thank you for being on here. Awesome. Greg.
Thanks,
yeah. Well, I thank you, Shane, for bringing me on. And of course, it's great seeing you, Patrick. Being here with you guys is just an awesome opportunity just to go over things. It feels relaxed. It's a relaxed atmosphere. Sometimes I feel a little uptight with Uptime. Like you gotta be put on that persona. You gotta, be somewhat professional. But stuff like this, just a fellowship and talk about things that are going on, is really great. And I appreciate you bringing up the film because it's exciting. I really wanted to get something done for myself in terms of production and producing something before I turn 50. But I think it's going to happen if the rapture doesn't happen before that. But we'll see. Anyway, either way, I think this was a great discussion. I really enjoyed it. I think we have a lot to learn from everything that's going on right now. The fact that all this stuff is kind of coming up and the conspiracy theorists, so to speak, are kind of being vindicated in a way, shows this turning point of events is turning into the favor and into our favor in a way, and showing people, listen, your government isn't always there for you, isn't always there to back you. And also these people in the entertainment industry, they're not all good people. You may laugh at some of these things and enjoy or have emotion at what you're watching on the screen, but ultimately what was going on behind the scenes during that time of this production, of that production. I just want to say that this production, Where the Wounds Were, this is going to be something where I want to make sure that everything is there for people to enjoy and to pray on and to gather together to have something that is wonderfully made. God said, the Lord says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. I want to see this movie, this film, be wonderfully made. And I want God to back it 100%. If it doesn't, it's going to fail.
Mhm.
So that's what I have to say with that.
No,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for being on the show, guys. Thanks to the audience, to my audience, to our audience for watching. Don't forget to subscribe also to Uptime, because every Tuesday you guys go live. And by sheer coincidence, this Tuesday, I'm also going to be on Uptime. So you guys want to check that out as well. Lots of stuff coming down the pipes tomorrow morning. I'm going to be having Bob Barber and Ed. They're going to be on tomorrow morning to give us an update of Feed My Sheep today. So that should be fun. That is noon Eastern tomorrow. So that should be a good show. And then, of course, on Sunday, we have Rev Talk in the afternoon. And we hope to have an assortment of panelists. And that's a free-for-all as well on Sundays. I'm telling you, it's like Armageddon. It's crazy, right? So anyways, thank you guys. And I hope you guys will just stick around in the back for a minute. And we'll see you guys in another episode. Bye for now.